Welcome back, my spooky friends. Tonight we explore the chilling remnants of abandoned fairgrounds, places where laughter once echoed, now haunted by whispers of tragedy. So dim the lights, grab your courage and prepare to be thoroughly spooked. Picture this. A group of friends, young and brave, decide to explore the crumbling ruins of Joyland, a once vibrant fairground now consumed by decay. The air is thick with the scent of rust and old memories, a haunting reminder of the laughter that once echoed through these grounds. The Ferris wheel stands as a skeletal giant, its rusting carriages creaking in the wind. It looms over them, a ghostly sentinel of a bygone era, its once colorful paint now faded and peeling. As they navigate the overgrown pathways, the moon casting long, eerie shadows, they stumble upon the funhouse. The silence is almost deafening, broken only by the occasional rustle of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl. Its chipped paint and cracked mirrors reflect distorted images, grotesque parodies of their own curiosity. The once vibrant colors of the funhouse are now muted, covered in a layer of grime and neglect. Deeper they venture, each step a descent into darkness. The air grows colder, and an unsettling feeling creeps over them, as if the shadows themselves are watching. And then they see him, a figure standing in the distance, barely visible in the dim light. In the distance, a flicker of movement, a shape coalescing from the shadows. It moves with an eerie grace, almost as if it's floating. A figure dressed in the tattered remnants of a clown costume, its white makeup smeared, its painted smile a grotesque mockery of joy. The costume hangs loosely on its frame, adding to its spectral appearance. He doesn't move, this spectral jester. He stands there, motionless, as if waiting for something. He simply stands there, a silent sentinel in a realm of forgotten laughter. The silence is oppressive, and the friends can feel their hearts pounding in their chests. But his eyes, oh, his eyes, they burn with an unnatural intensity, piercing the veil of darkness. They seem to follow their every move, unblinking and relentless.
I've heard the stories, the whispers of the phantom clown who haunts these grounds. They say he was once the star attraction, a beloved figure who brought joy to countless children.
The figure takes a step closer, its movements jerky and unnatural. It's as if he's a puppet, controlled by unseen strings. The friends exchange terrified glances, their bravado crumbling. The reality of their situation sinks in, and they realize they are not alone. Sarah can't take her eyes off the clown. Her breath catches in her throat and she feels a cold sweat break out on her forehead. It's as if he's drawing her in, his presence a vortex of fear and despair. She feels an inexplicable pull, as if he's reaching into her very soul. She wants to scream, to run, but her feet are rooted to the spot. Her mind races, but her body refuses to obey. Suddenly the clown lunges, its painted grin widening into a grotesque parody of laughter. The sound of his movement is like nails on a chalkboard, sending shivers down their spines.
Ah!
Sarah screams, a raw, primal sound that echoes through the fairground. It's a scream of pure terror, a sound that seems to come from the depths of her soul. Her friends, paralyzed by fear, can only watch as the phantom clown reaches out. His hand extends towards them, fingers curling in a beckoning gesture. Then, as quickly as it appeared, the figure vanishes, leaving them trembling in the darkness. The silence returns, but the fear lingers, a haunting reminder of their encounter with the phantom clown. Our next tale takes us to the rusted heart of Starlight Promenade, a once grand fairground now reclaimed by nature. The echoes of laughter and joy have long since faded, replaced by the eerie silence of abandonment. Two teenagers, Jake and Emily, fueled by teenage rebellion and curiosity, decide to tempt fate by sneaking onto the grounds one moonless night. The thrill of the unknown beckons them, a siren call they cannot resist. They've heard the stories, of course, whispers carried on the wind, tales shared in hushed tones around campfires, legends whispered around campfires, tales of a spectral figure spotted riding the Ferris wheel, a ghostly presence that appears only when the moon hides its face. But Jake and Emily, convinced it's nothing more than local folklore, scoff at the idea. They laugh off the warnings, eager to prove their bravery. They approach the Ferris wheel, its skeletal frame looming over them like a giant rusted sentinel. The structure creaks in the wind, a haunting melody of decay. The carriages, once brightly painted, are now rusted and covered in peeling paint. The vibrant colors of the past, now faded into ghostly remnants.
See nothing here but a bunch of rusty metal, just an old forgotten ride.
He pulls out a pair of bolt cutters, the metal glinting coldly in the dim moonlight. The sound of the cutters snapping the chain echoes through the still night. Emily, though putting on a brave face, can't shake the feeling that something is watching them. A chill runs down her spine, a silent warning. The air feels heavy, charged with an unseen energy. It's as if the very atmosphere is alive, pulsating with a hidden force.
Jake, I don't know about this. Maybe we should just go. This place gives me the creeps.
But Jake, emboldened by bravado, ignores her pleas. His determination to conquer his fears blinds him to the growing sense of dread.
Don't be silly, Em. It's just an old Ferris wheel. What could possibly happen? We're just having a bit of fun.
He snaps the chain securing the gate and steps onto the platform. The creak of the metal under his weight is almost deafening in the silence. Emily, torn between fear and loyalty, reluctantly follows. Her heart pounds in her chest, each step feeling heavier than the last. As they climb into one of the creaking carriages, the wind seems to pick up, swirling around them like a phantom's breath. The Ferris wheel groans in protest, the sound echoing through the empty fairground like a mournful wail.
See, told you it would be fun. Just a harmless adventure.
But his words are cut short by a blood-curdling scream that pierces the night, a sound so chilling it freezes them in place. Emily and Jake whirl around, their eyes wide with terror. The scream seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. And there, on the opposite side of the Ferris wheel, sits a figure, a presence that defies explanation. It's tall and slender, dressed in flowing white garments that billow in the wind. The figure seems almost ethereal, like a vision from another world. Its head is turned away from them, but they can hear its mournful cries. The sound is heart-wrenching, filled with an ancient sorrow. The figure begins to move, the Ferris wheel slowly rotating, carrying the apparition upwards. Each creak of the wheel seems to echo the ghost's lament. Emily and Jake watch in horrified fascination as the figure rises higher, its cries growing louder until it reaches the apex. The tension is palpable, every second stretching into an eternity. For a moment it pauses, silhouetted against the moon, its arms outstretched. The image is hauntingly beautiful, a ghostly dance with the night. Then, with another ear-piercing scream, the figure vanishes, leaving them speechless and trembling. The silence that follows is deafening, a stark contrast to the chaos that just unfolded. Chapter 3. The Spectral Ringmaster. Our final tale takes us to Whispering Pines, a once proud amusement park now shrouded in eerie silence. Once a place of joy and laughter, it now stands as a haunting reminder of a bygone era. It's said that the ringmaster, known as Magnifico, met a gruesome end on these grounds. His death was not just an accident, but a tragic culmination of his own dark desires. Local legend claims that Magnifico, obsessed with immortality, made a dark pact that backfired, trapping his soul within the park. His quest for eternal life turned into an eternal curse.
Now, those brave enough to venture into Whispering Pines whisper of a spectral ringmaster who roams the grounds. His presence is felt in the cold gusts of wind and the eerie silence that follows.
A group of paranormal investigators, led by the skeptical Dr. Emily Carter, decided to spend a night at Whispering Pines. They were determined to uncover the truth behind the legend. Armed with cameras and EMF readers, they set up camp in the main plaza. Their equipment was state-of-the-art, designed to capture any paranormal activity. As darkness descends, so too does an unnatural chill. The once warm evening air turns icy, sending shivers down their spines. The air grows heavy, thick with anticipation and dread. Every creak and rustle seems amplified in the oppressive silence. Even Dr. Carter can't shake the feeling that they are not alone. The sensation of being watched is almost palpable.
They begin their investigation in the decaying remains of the Big Top, where Magnifico once captivated audiences. The tent, now a shadow of its former glory, still holds an air of mystery. The air is thick with the smell of mildew and decay. The once vibrant colours of the tent are now faded and tattered.
"This is where it happened," whispers Mark, the team's tech specialist, his voice barely audible over the oppressive silence. Dr. Carter notices something peculiar. A small detail that seems out of place in the decaying surroundings. On the dusty floor lies a single white rose. Its presence is both beautiful and unsettling. Its petals are pristine, untouched by the decay that surrounds it. It seems almost otherworldly in its perfection.
Strange, she mutters, examining the rose. The flower feels cold to the touch, as if it has been plucked from a different realm.
As she reaches out to touch it, the air around them crackles with energy. It's as if the very atmosphere is charged with electricity. The temperature plummets, sending a shiver down her spine. The cold is biting, almost painful. And then she hears it. A sound that sends chills down her spine, a deep, booming laugh echoing through the empty tent. The sound is both terrifying and mesmerizing.
"He's here," whispers Sarah, the team's historian. Her voice trembles with fear.
The laughter grows louder, closer until it seems to be coming from all around them. The sound envelops them, making it impossible to pinpoint its source. The shadows in the tent dance and writhe, taking on grotesque shapes. They seem to move with a life of their own. And then they see him. A figure emerging from the darkness. Standing in the center ring, bathed in an ethereal spotlight, is the Spectral ringmaster. His presence is both commanding and terrifying. He's tall and imposing, his costume a tattered yet elegant spectacle. The remnants of his former grandeur are still visible. His top hat is perched at a rakish angle, casting a shadow over his eyes. The darkness hides his true expression. "Welcome, my friends," he booms. "Welcome to my final performance." His voice is both inviting and menacing. The investigators, paralyzed by fear, can only watch as the spectral ringmaster raises his hands. They are captivated by his presence. They want to run, but their feet are rooted to the spot. The fear is overwhelming, rendering them immobile. "Don't be shy," he says, his lips curling into a cruel smile. "Come closer, the show is about to begin." His words are a chilling invitation. And then with a deafening roar, the tent collapses around them, plunging them into darkness. The world around them disintegrates into chaos. So there you have it, brave viewers. 3 chilling tales from abandoned fairgrounds that prove some places never truly close. If you enjoyed these spine-chilling tales, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Until next time, sleep tight and don't forget to check under the bed. You never know who or what might be lurking in the shadows.